Hello again, kindergarten. So today's lesson is going to be on how to make a whale. All right, so I already have one made, and I'm going to show you what he looks like. So he's got some water coming up out of his blowhole. Okay, and he's got it must be a baleen whale. A baleen whale has all these oh my goodness, like pieces that go up and down, and that's where they catch their fish that they're going to eat, or their shrimp, or their plankton. Okay. So this whale's mouth is open, and it's got two eyes. All right, and it's pretty simple to make. You might need a grown-up for some of it. Okay, so what you need to have is a blue piece of paper, a white piece of paper, glue, scissors, a marker, and if you have a hole puncher, that would be good. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make the whale's body and tail. So I have this piece of blue paper, and I have it tall like a building. I'm taking the bottom, and I'm folding it up, but I don't want to fold it exactly in half. I want to leave a little extra space up here. So I'm folding it almost in half. Okay. Now I want the open part to be towards my belly button. So I'm turning it over. I'm going to draw with a white crayon because that way you can see it better. And I'm just going to make two lines. They're going to start out big, like far apart, and then they're going to get skinnier as they go in. And they're just going to be kind of curved. So I'm just going to come down, and then I'm going to start curving in and go straight again. And then over here I'm going to do the same thing. Come down, start curving in, and go straight again. So now I want to use my scissors, and I want to cut on my white lines. All right, if you're using a pencil, you can cut on your pencil lines. Okay, so the longer part is actually the top of the whale. The shorter part is the bottom, so I have to turn it over. And I also have to, when I'm going to glue it, I want to bend it up. So when I glue it, you can see that like rainbow shape in there. So I am going to put some glue on this bottom part, and then I'm going to fold it so it's sticking up, and I'm going to hold my finger on there for a couple seconds to make sure it sticks. So you should have that rainbow shape in your paper. Alright, so next we want to draw a tail. So I'm going to take some of that blue paper, and I'm just going to kind of lay it up here next to my whale. And I want to draw it the right size. So I'm kind of measuring it. And then I'm going to make the tail part. So once you have this part drawn, now you can move your whale out of the way, and you're going to cut on your lines again for the tail. Now I want to glue my tail on right up here so it looks like it matches the fish. And I actually had a little extra glue on there, so I'm just pressing it down and I think it will stick. Alright, so we have the whale's body finished. Now I need that white paper. The first thing I'm going to do is cut a rectangle for the whale's mouth. So you just want to make sure that it fits onto your whale's face. So you should have some blue paper down here, over here, and you should have some down at the bottom. So once you get your rectangle the right size, you can take a pencil or a black crayon or a black marker, and you're just going to make lines. And they don't have to be perfect. And then I'm turning it and I'm going to make lines the other way. So now I have all my lines done. I'm going to go ahead and glue the mouth onto the whale. Now for this whale, I use some googly eyes. But if you don't have googly eyes, you could just draw them on with a marker. Or you could cut them out of paper. So I'm just drawing mine this time. I have a white crayon and a black marker. And so I'm just carefully, I have my hand in the middle. I'm just carefully pressing onto the paper to make the eyes. Okay? So there's drawn eyes and there's wiggly eyes. Alright, for the next part, we're going to make the water that's coming out of the whale's head, out of the blowhole. So I'm going to take my paper puncher and I'm going to go into the middle and I'm going to punch one hole. Now, if you don't have a hole punch, you could have a grown-up make a little slit with scissors. There. Alright, so I'm going back to my white paper, and I want to cut another rectangle. This time it's going to be a little bit longer. So you can see it's bigger than the mouth was. Taller and wider. Now, we're going to cut some fringe into the paper. And how you do that, you take your scissors and you cut, but you don't cut all the way down. And then I move over and I make another cut. And I keep going. And you want these to be kind of skinny. So can you see what's happening there? Just don't cut all the way down or you'll cut through the paper and then it won't work. So maybe you have made something like this before. Sometimes people make grass in their pictures and they do it this way. Okay, so now you can see all cut, but this whole bottom is still not cut. Now, here's where you might need a grown-up too. We're going to take this and we're going to roll it. So I'm staying at the bottom where it's not cut, and I'm just rolling it along with my fingers. I'm going to keep rolling until I get to the end. Okay, so now it's all rolled up together. Kind of looks like a fountain. All right, now this part, if you want to, you can put a little glue there or a little tape to hold it together. But if it fits in the hole the right way, you won't have to. So then you want to take that part and you want to push it gently into the hole on the whale's head. And then if you want to, you can pull some of them out so it looks like it's spraying. And then your whale is complete. Isn't it cute? So if you wanted to add anything else, like you could add some flippers over here on the sides, you could draw some lines on the tail. It's really up to you. If you want to decorate your whale, you can. All right. So there's the one with the drawn eyes, and then there's the one with the googly eyes. All right, so that was really fun. I really especially love the water part coming out of his head, or her head. So I will see you next week for 2 new lessons. And those 2 lessons will be our last lessons for this year. And then you'll switch to another special. Okay? So I will see you next week.